My little contribution to your speech is that the problem of Africa, problem of Nigeria, rests squarely on leadership. It is bad leadership that is the problem of Africa. It has nothing to do with colonialism. We were colonized years ago. Today, it is African leaders that have turned Africa into a gigantic criminal enterprise. And I'll give you an example. Let me use this university. Let me use this university to give you an example of the problem we face in our country. This university, if you're employed here, you work hard for several years to be a professor. And if you're a professor in this university, your salary is 400,000 naira. And if they pay you without spending your money for 30 years, your salary will amount to 144 million, which is not up to what we used to buy a car for a legislator in Nigeria. That is the problem of Nigeria. That is the problem of Nigeria. That is number one. Number two, this university where you are, the overhead they give to the vice chancellor from federal government of Nigeria is about 10 million naira. So in 1 year, they will get about 120 million naira. They have over 500 professors, over 4,000 lecturers, over 40,000 students. They get 10 million naira, 120 million naira a year. So 5 of universities like this will get about 600 million naira annually, which if you convert to dollar today, is about 500,000 naira. That is what we use to go to a meeting of United Nations for 1 week. It's unacceptable. That is the problem of Nigeria. That is the problem of Africa. We can afford to do that with less than 10%. So it's squarely on our destiny. So I thank you for being part of this crusade. I'm sure our governor, every other person, we are part of this crusade. We must dismantle this criminality. That is the only way it can work. I've never said I'm against borrowing. I said I'm against reckless borrowing. I'm against borrowing for consumption.
Okay.
Let's be more analytical in this. We have borrowed in Nigeria from 2000, call it from 2008 to date. We've been able to borrow where our debt have now increased to almost $100 billion. Ruben, what can we show for all this debt? And to show you that the debt was reckless and for consumption, it never impacted on our growth. It's a simple thing. Ruben, it's a very simple thing. Ghana is borrowing. Kenya is borrowing. Every other country, let me not go far. In 2010, Ruben, the GDP of Ghana is $32 billion. 32 billion. This is Ghana. $32 billion. Their per capita income as at that time is 1,300 Ghana. In 2019, Ghana GDP is $64.5 billion. Their per capita is 2,200. So within this period, their economy their GDP have doubled. In Kenya, it's a similar situation. Kenya have moved from $40-something billion to 87. Their GDP have moved from 900, and their per capita have moved from 950 to 1,700. That is a country. In our own case, as of 2010, when we started reckoning all this borrowing, our per capita was 2,300. Today is 1,920. So something is missing. We're borrowing money. The more we borrow, the worse our economy, which means we're not investing this money. When you borrow for consumption, You're hurting the economy more. I'm not against borrowing. But let's have a business case why we must borrow money. Let's have a convincing situation. You don't just get up in the morning and be borrowing money anyhow. We need to shut down cost of governance. Now state government needs a house in Abuja. The governor doesn't live in Abuja. Nobody wants to kill you. I was governor for 8 years without bulletproof car. I must tell you that I bought one, but I didn't use it and nobody killed me. I was using Prado. They will say, hey, it's not balance, it's not this. I don't think they keep telling me that government vehicles, because of the high traffic, is every 6 months. I said, wait, if you remove this car from here, because you know what they do? They take it into auction and say, I said, no, this car is here for the term. We will use it. It's emotional. What do people think you're doing to yourself? We were owing gratuities and pension of people for 35 billion. We were able to pay it because we have to shut down everything. I said, this cannot happen. Nobody will ever tell you that he came to a party while I was governor for 8 years. It's not a nightclub. No, it's governor's lodge. When I finish, I go home. If anybody wants to dance, he goes to nightclub. That is his business. And go and check. We are number 1 in implementation of MDG. We got an award for it. I spoke at the UN. Go to European Union. We are number 1 in the European Union while I was there. Why am I saying this? We were able to meet up every obligation.